Hello, välkommen. Looky. I will be painting with this today, and hopefully so will you. This is one of the paintings I made with the leaf. This is another one. The colors are a bit off actually. I don't know why. It's much browner than this. I basically only added a few trees in the background, a bit of grass in the foreground and some birds, and that was it. The same with this one. I made the tree, some splashes in the foreground, some birds, and the rest is just, it painted itself basically. So this is really an easy beginner painting. These are the brushes that I used, a little fan brush, 2 liners. I had neutral tint, Payne's blue-gray, yellow ochre, and this is, it's actually not the brown that I used, but it was from Schmincke Horadam. So I just had used a leaf before, and I had lots of color left on it, so I decided to reuse that. And you don't have to use, excuse me, you don't have to use a dandelion leaf. You can use just whatever leaf you want. This is more to show you a fun way to start a painting, a way that takes away the pressure for you to make lots of decisions, because we just add a little bit of color, and then we take our leaf, we put it onto the wet paper, press a little bit, and lift. Ta-da! See, I didn't have to make any choices on where to put what color. The leaf and the color did that for me. And I repeat that a couple of times in a desired shape. You could put it in a straight line or a curve. I had one little more down here. Tilting, so the pigments run upwards. I take my spray bottle and spray it on the right side. You can see how the pigments start flowing quite heavily. So if you don't want that, you could use another technique, and you could just take a brush. This is a round brush, a bigger one. I didn't show that in the beginning, I realized, but just some bigger brush. Wet it with water and dibble dabble a bit around in that color so that you make the pigment move that way. Before it had dried completely, I decided that I wanted to add a little bit of salt because it gives interesting texture. You can experiment with different types of wetness before you add the salt. I like that it didn't give a too great effect. It was just a little bit, but that was actually what I wanted. I didn't want it to be too extreme. Now I take my liner and just add vertical lines. It's a 2-0. And just by adding those lines, you give the impression of a distant tree line. It's super, super easy and very effectful. And then you can go in, and you don't have to do this. You could just settle for the vertical lines. But if you go in and do some horizontal lines as well, it gives even more the impression of it being pine trees or something in the background. This already looks like pine trees. Or needle, is it needle trees? I always say pine trees, but maybe the overall category is needle trees. No, it can't be needle trees. Yeah, let me know. Let me know the correct terminology. Now you could stay here. You could just leave it like this. I put a few grass straws in the foreground. But if you are bold, you could go for a bigger tree in the foreground because it is a bit boring like this. But you don't have to. It's nothing wrong with keeping it a bit boring. It's still, I mean, it looks like a landscape, distant trees. I will go for a bigger tree in the foreground. And before we continue with the fan brush, I just really quickly wanted to show you one that I started for an Instagram reel and finished. This is what it looked like. Back to our big tree in the foreground. I'm still using the colors that I had on the leaf that I use as a palette. And I just dip the side of my fan brush and use the tip of it. And very, very lightly, because I still want these, I want the texture to show. As you can see, I used a bit too much water and immediately it kind of puddles. It doesn't really matter, but think or be aware of how much water you use. And I don't want this to be some kind of Disney Christmas tree, like a fat Christmas tree. I want it to be a bit delicate is not the right word, a bit rough. Spretig in Swedish. And a few extra details. Most of my paintings aren't really paint-along tutorials. They are more meant to be a kind of inspiration. Because of course it doesn't make sense for me to tell you, now don't forget to put these grass straws here in the foreground because your painting might just look very differently than mine. A couple of birds. And I say I am done here. This was a very quick one. I hope that you liked it. Don't forget to sign your paintings. I painted for a long while and I never signed my paintings. I don't know if it was unconsciously, maybe I didn't think they were worth being signed. I don't know, but I do that now. And gives it a feeling of that it's a real painting. I mean, if you can put a banana on the wall and call it art, you can call this art. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed the process, that you thought it was fun using a leaf. Go find some leaves now and paint. Questions in the comments as usual. And I think that was about it. Put the video just on repeat in the background over and over again so I get some more watch time. That would make me very happy. You could spare the leaf, let it dry, press it, and then you can use it with the painting, or like put it on the back side of the painting, or give it away as a gift and put the leaf with it. It's like a nice gift because it makes it really special. And yeah, waving my fingers, saying, probably thinking something very important here, I don't remember, but I will say bye-bye for now, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Ah yes, and I forgot, the paper is Baohong cold press.